Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's video. This may be the finest street rod as far as detail, dollars spent, and everything per square inch. We're going to take a few minutes and walk around this car, and you're going to see if you had, say, somewhere around $75,000 and you wanted to build the most spectacular, coolest 32 that you want to take to a car show or take to work one day, right? Or go to dinner one night in. Imagine pulling up in front of some restaurant in this car. You and your wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it may be, get out of the car, your significant other, we'll call it, and today, significant other. You get out of this car and you step back for a minute and you leave that out front, and they push the Porsche around the side that was out front there, and you just listen for a second to people walk up and go, oh my God, what is that thing? Whoa, that is cool. Well, they may say, wow, that's cool, as is most people. Most people say, well, that's a great looking car, but they don't really know why it's a great looking car. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to walk around and we're going to see so much of the detail that's in here. I won't have time to go over everything with you, so if you have some specific questions, certainly call. But I think that by the time you're done this video, you go, you know what, wow, that is a great value. I need to find a way to get that into my life. And all right, that's what we're going to do for you. All right, so come on up here. So check out little stuff like this. For instance, the axle here is chromed, right? It looks great. The frame, steering system is chromed as well. Billet here, this is drilled to lighten it up, right? Inside here is a beautiful radiator. This right here is custom made, right? This may not seem like a big deal to you, but it's all the reason why this car is so spectacular. This is a radiator cover here to keep bugs and rocks and things like that from digging the beautiful radiator inside and keeping it clean all the time. All you do is take this off, wash it, put it back on, and it's all protected. Braided lines, these are the wiring systems for the lights inside the braided lines. The frame, all beautiful welds all the way around. Big brakes, check out this, come on around here. The wires here with Wilwood brakes inside, and the Wilwood brakes are not just regular rotors. These are three-piece rotors that are cross-drilled. This car is fast, and I mean it is very fast, and you need to be able to stop, right? So we come down here. The exhaust system is really, I love it. So first off, this is ceramic coated, so it's not going to get rusty, all right? And then it's nicely tuned. It's got enough sound to it, but it's not obnoxious and it's not loud. The sound that it makes coming out of this Oddfire V6 is like nothing you've ever heard before. First off, the block is all aluminum. This is a race engine. This engine right here is purported to be worth somewhere around $20,000 in its current form. $20,000 just for the engine, right? It doesn't make a sound like a normal car. It's not smooth firing like a normal car because it's designed to make power. It's not uncomfortable or ugly sounding. It's spectacular sounding, exactly the complete opposite. It sounds like a race car at Indy, right? Just muffle it a little bit so you can drive it. But come up here and look at some things like here where you have oil pump. Look at the size of the oil pump lines here. Beautiful steering joints, firewalls undone. Everything in here is like super, super high end. Windshield is chrome. Come up here for a second. This may seem like a big deal to you, and you're right, it's not a big deal, but it's only one part of the thousands of big deals in the car. For instance, like the screws that hold the windshield in place and windshield trim in place, all chrome. All chrome around here, all right? Polished alloys here, right? And you can pick your tire height if you like something to look a little bit different. I think that looks pretty cool. You can even go, if you wanted to, a much wider tire, which is not a big deal. It would change the whole look of the car, and that would be pretty cool as well. And then you could go 22s, a couple tire and wheel options that are great out there to kind of make it your own if you wanted. I think this looks great. Your choice. You don't have to do anything at all if you don't want to, but it's really a lot of fun that we could do something like that. And if you want to do all wire wheels, you can actually buy a big set of wire wheels for the rear too. Big brakes back here with Wilwood poking through. All right. All right, so polished wheels as well. So expensive. We know that's it. Come check this out. So we're going to spend just a couple seconds back here. I want to show you some things. First off, this right here is a 7-gallon tank. Custom welded, handmade. 7 gallons, not enough to get you very far. Would you not agree? I agree. So behind here, okay, is another almost 15-gallon tanks. Now we have 22 gallons of gas, I believe, somewhere right around that number, in here. And this is all fed through here. So it's gravity fed through the bottom. It's got a fuel pump in there as well. And so everything works just like it's supposed to. So it looks like this is just the gas, but you have plenty of it there as well. Come back here. This right here I could stare at for hours. It's called a quick change rear end. Back in the day, if you wanted to change, all design kind of Indy race car stuff, if you wanted to change some things out, maybe change the rear end ratio quickly, you would do that. This, I believe, we would probably say is more for looks, because you're probably not going to be doing that very often, because I feel like it's custom matched as it goes. All of the pieces are powder coated, body color is there. Look at the brake lines that are hand bent underneath here. I'm sorry, the fuel lines that are hand bent there, and they're chrome as well, all right? Chrome shocks, braided lines for the brakes, cross-drilled rotors for the rear. There's a lot of money just back here, a lot of money. And that's why as we spend some time walking around, you go, wow, I'm starting to see some of why there's so much money in there. All right, so we're gonna look under here. There's two clips. I just undid the clips real quick here. This right here is spectacular. I believe it's a Mercedes silver color paint. I can't remember if it's a Mercedes or Porsche color, but it's really nice. This right here is aluminum, all right? And it's got this kind of brushed texture on it, as well as being louvered. You can paint this body color if you want it to be all one color, but that's up to you. All right, so let's take a peek under here. So imagine back in the day, you had Hilborn mechanical fuel injection, which was pretty bulletproof, made a lot more power than carburetors and things like that. And then the times have changed, and now there's electronic fuel injection. Well, this system here has been converted to electronic fuel injection now, so it makes it really easy to start. It doesn't mind running when it's cold. It doesn't take a long time to warm up. You can see the injectors here, how it's all been converted over. And everything under here, all right, again, is all heavy duty stuff. You look at like these giant braided lines that go through here, right? Look at the size of the electric fan. And the fan is kind of cool because it's called a fan module. And the reason it's called a fan module is because you see this right here. This seals out any air that could escape, right? For me, when I cruise this car, I want it to run cool. I want to be able to ride in traffic for hours and not have to worry about the car overheating, because nothing is worse than hanging out or going to a car show and your car dies and it's spitting coolant all over and you have to wait 30 minutes for it to cool down. This helps you get to all that. You got a nice, gorgeous radiator wrapped inside here. It's all custom inside here too. You should take a second and look at it. Look at the fittings, chrome horn. We talked about the dry sump oil system that's here as well. All right, and so that there, VIN number down there on the frame. All right, it's also titled as a 1932 Ford right there on the frame, which could help you for doing those titling things that you would get. All right. Bilstein chrome shocks on the front. I'd stare at this thing because I can't stop staring at it, and I don't want to talk about anything anymore because it's so gorgeous. Mini starter over here, all aluminum here, block showing out the sides here, these great giant heads. It's just, look at this bracket just for the alternator. This is really, really nice. All right, so there is all of your hot rod power under the hood, and it's a lot of power. And don't forget, this car really weighs nothing. I mean, 150 horsepower in this car would fly. This car has 2 or even more times that. It's 271 cubic inches, and it makes a lot of power. All right, so we get inside, you say, well, you know, it's just the interior of a cool street ride. It can't be much. Well, you're probably right. It's probably not a whole lot going on here. Don't worry about the billet door handles. Don't worry about these limiting straps. Plastic coated cable with billet connectors there. Well, that's not a big deal. What are those, a couple hundred a piece each? Well, you know what? It's so hard to get in and out of here. You're right, it is really hard to get in and out of here. So let's just make it easy to get in and out of here. Okay, quick release wheel. Turn signals, right? A lot of the modern conveniences, believe it or not, of today's car are wrapped up in this ridiculously cool street ride, all right? Full array of gauges, 160 mile-an-hour speedometer, 10,000 RPM Tach, right? So they're Stewart Warner gauges, and they fit this custom dash just beautifully. I sit in here and I go, man, and every time I get in here, I look at something else. Like, for instance, instead of just putting plain old bolts there, those are Allen bolts. Not only the Allen bolts, but they're chrome. Every little fastener is chrome. Look at all these fasteners here, all chrome holding everything in here. All the wiring is new. You should see under the dash, it's just beautiful. All the wiring that's there. Even the pedals are all chrome. Brake, gas. Is the mirror too big for you? You know what, this to me reminds me a little bit of life. I get these cars from people all the time that can no longer drive them. Whatever baggage you got in your life, whatever, these kinds of things can change that for you. This right here is the past. It's what you've seen in the past. It's the rear view, and that's why the windshield's so big, man. We keep looking forward and driving cool cars like this. You got to find nothing but happiness. All right, so I wanted to close up this video. Normally I would close it up and say what a great, wonderful car it is, and it is really one of the nicest cars we've ever had here. But not only is it a nice car, but it comes with a great amount of signage as well, giving you some detail of here. And then here is a great history of, for instance, the Oddfire V6 engine that's in there, and how it works, why it's the most exotic V6 that's ever been out there. And as today's modern supercars are going to V6 engines as well, because they're able to get 1,000 horsepower out of these V6s. If motorcycles now, you know, race motorcycles out of 1 liter are getting 250 horsepower, and they don't weigh much. Imagine 300 plus horsepower in a 1,500 pound car. You can imagine the power to weight ratio. You need to make sure you know how to drive this properly first before you put it all the way to the floor, because when it goes, it does like to go, all right? So I'll get rid of this for a second, and then, because having documentation and detail is the key to having something an investment value. This way you can always know, because that's the big question. Who built it? How is it built? What are the components and things like that? Well, here are 2 folders, 10 pounds worth of builds, records, receipts. Everything's labeled, categorized, put in the folder, how everything works in there, all in this nice folder pack here. This is the way I like to buy a car. I love the fact that somebody spent this kind of time and money, showed this car around the country, drove it so few miles, right? And now you have an opportunity to buy it for virtually half of what it cost to build it. This is the way you build an investment grade car in your collection. Anyway, call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about this incredible 32 Roadster. All right, so now we go ahead to that big moment, start this bad boy up for you so you can hear what it sounds like. And it's super easy too, watch. Because it's fuel injected, it's like a modern car, starts right up.